yeah. Same thing when I look at you. I said, you have become a mirror image of me. But hey, I made them images too. And then I wonder, why can't I be what I always see what's inside of me? Daydreaming all day long. And then I wonder, why can't we be what we all want to be free? What makes me weak, not strong? I come along. Imagine, oh yeah, imagine, oh yeah, imagine, oh yeah, imagine you dream for real. Like we talking about a good vibration. I talk about we using imagination. Oh yeah. Some tell you life is what you make it. Now who say we won't make it? Not time. Oh yeah. And then you hear them lectures from the rich man. Tell me who is the money rich man? Some politician man. I strive to make it every day in spiritually. No, not just a night and some dream. Oh no, the verbal and emotional gifts, yes, that makes you rich. Not just the kind that are green. Imagine, oh yeah, imagine. You should imagine now. Yes, you should imagine you drink for real, yeah, yeah. A dream of life, a dream of peace. Let's do away with that hate and not just American dreams. Oh yeah, I need to talk about a dream of faith, a dream of hope, a dream of a good love. My job walking with us again within. Now one man's dream, another man's reality. Don't mean our life are not for real. And some think that our life are only in the dream, but not what the soul has stuff is. I come along, y'all. Yes, I say I come along. Yes, I say can come along. Come along, come on. Yeah, yeah, imagine. Yeah, imagine. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, imagine. Your dreams for real.
Whoa, I tell you, welcome everybody. If you guys had any idea how long and how much it's been taking me to get this show ready this morning, I tell you, it is not the easiest thing, but I tell you what, it's kept my mind busy and it's kept me thinking about a whole lot of stuff. So welcome to Talk with TaJ, and I'm glad to have you here. I've been doing a lot of promo talking about this show, and I'm very, very happy to have it all up and running. So we are here, and as I said, we are going to start off with focus on Chatham. Things happen here in Chatham County, so I've been reaching out to all the Chatham County folks, all the Chatham County entities, and so I meant to tell everyone this. The best way to enjoy the show is turn it on and listen, like the radio. You don't have to watch. You know, I had some of my older relatives. They said, "Aaron, do we have to watch it the whole time?" I'm like, "You don't have to stare at the screen. No one should want to just stare at the screen, but listen to it." So listen to it. You can watch if you want, but you know, you can listen. I'll be playing music. I'll be talking mostly. And I like the radio, so I like listening to talk radio. So yeah, you can listen. You don't have to stare at the screen. We're going to talk about what's happening here in Chatham County, North Carolina. And when I say share the stream, share the stream, share the stream, please share the stream. Also go over to our to our YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that when we are going live, you get a notification. And so, yeah, that's what we have going on. So I'm covering here in Chatham County. If you don't know what Chatham County looks like, that's Chatham County, North Carolina. Take a look at that. So the other night we live streamed the commissioner meeting here in Chatham County, and we got an update. And thankful to all the folks who came out, thankful to the commissioners who came out, and we got an update on the COVID-19 situation here in our area. And for our head of Chatham County Health Department, Leighton Long. Leighton, if I got your last name wrong, my apologies. But Leighton came out, and we had a couple of technical issues, but we made it through, and he certainly came out and shared with us, and I was very happy to have him come out, as well as, I believe my man's name is Todd from Planning. I'm sorry I don't have all the names right, and all the commissioners, and Lindsay, who invited me out to come and do the stream. So yeah. So in regards to COVID-19, we do have some cases here in Chatham County, and just to kind of give you a heads up on what our numbers look like here, we have had 156 cases here in Chatham County and 6 deaths. And to give you an idea of what that's like in counties around us, Lee County, 65 cases, 0 deaths. Wake County, 626 cases, 11 deaths, and we'll round it out with Durham. Durham has 199 cases and 8 deaths. So that gives you an idea of what's happening right around us. And let me see if Guilford is on here. Not every county is on here. Like, I don't see Mecklenburg on here. So I think some of the counties are not filled out. In here. Cabarrus, Richmond, Rutherford, Burke, Alamance is pretty huge county. 63 for as big as Alamance is, 63 and 0 deaths. So we do have a message from Mike Zellick. Mike is the Division Director, Health Promotion and Policy at Chatham County Public Health Department. And he responded to my email. Thanks to all our county folks that responded to my emails. Mike's message said, "Mike, what's your message to the county?" And he said, "As we continue to emphasize to the public that COVID-19 is present in the community and the confirmed case numbers only tell part of the story, it is up to each and every individual to take personal responsibility to help save lives. Please remember these guidelines: stay at home except for essential trips and gathering with others who do not live with you, including family members. Maintain distance from others if you must go out. Wear face covering and wash your hands regularly. Our ability to slow the spread of the virus, protect our critical workers and those at greatest risk of serious illness, and respond to outbreaks depends on everyone taking this seriously and following public health guidance. We all have to act as though we ourselves and those we come into contact might have COVID-19 because it is out there beyond the confirmed cases, and asymptomatic spread is known to commonly occur." So that is from Mike Zellick, Division Director, Health Promotion and Policy here in Chatham County. And Mike, I appreciate you for sending that. As well as we have something from communities in our schools, which TaJTalk.com went out and did the chef's cooking kitchen with communities in our school last year, and we took the cameras there and we live streamed it and we watched the kids cook, and that was a very cool thing. So from communities in schools, Chatham County, they're reaching out, and a couple of the things they want to focus on is how are the Chatham in our schools, Chatham programs continuing to meet the needs of our youth and families. So we have the model schools, Virginia Cross Elementary, Chatham Middle School, and Bond Lee School, working with schools to address identified needs, connecting virtually with case managed students and supporting educational initiatives by schools through work packets and social emotional checkups, continuous communication and check-ins to address emergency needs, and directing families toward available resources, utilizing our relationships with youth and parents to increase awareness of available information and resources. There's also family advocacy, and it is available in bilingual communications in families. There's also community service and restitution, connecting the program with youth to send cards and art to the elder care facilities and performing yard maintenance for the elderly and disabled. And see, that sounds something like we should be doing because it gets the kids out. You're offering service to our elderly folks, and there's nothing wrong with being outside and doing yard work for the elderly. That's a good thing. There's Teen Court, offering online support and resources to program youth, planning virtual court proceedings and working with volunteers to support continued judicial learning experiences, regular connections with court counselors and youth with focus on addressing social and emotional well-being. And then there is Youth First, mentoring and lunch buddies, ongoing communication with youth and mentors to engage in a meaningful way, including pen pals, art projects, email, phone calls, etc. So that is some resources they have. Now, they do have some needs as well. And what are our top 3 challenges, resources, and needs? So flexible funding from donors, allowing staff to help maintain services while taking on new demands for basic needs, support for social, emotional well-being of our staff and the students and families we serve, who are all coping with increased levels of stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. And there's also discretionary financial support that they can direct towards the basic needs for families like foods, toiletries, cleaning products, with special focus on those that are not eligible for employment. So that is communities in our schools. And I'm gonna, on the YouTube video and in TaJ Talk, so you can either watch this on Facebook, but if you're on Facebook, just get the information, share the stream, go over and watch it on YouTube, and on our TaJ Talk YouTube, and we'll share if you have any questions, comments. So yeah, this is from communities in our school, which I'll put this information or access to this information in this video. Also reached out to my friend John McCann with the schools, and John sent back an email, and I was asking John for an update on what's happening in Chatham County Schools. John McCann is Chatham County Schools Public Relations Coordinator. So in the categories of meals, at-home learning, and thriving arts. So meals, they make that at least 115,000 meals and counting, which I guess they have prepared ever since North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper closed the state schools to limit the spread of COVID-19. Chatham County Schools has been providing meals for the community. Those meals are available for grab and go pickup at some of the schools in the district. There also are buses making stops, dropping off meals throughout the county. For more details, and I will make sure that I add this to the video. For more details, go to chatham.k12.nc.us/coronavirus. Again, chatham.k12.nc.us/coronavirus. Look for the meals tab on the left side of the page. You want to check that web page routinely for updates. And I talked with Greg Lewis at the Pittsburgh Roadhouse and saw that, and he let me know that the Pittsburgh Roadhouse is helping in preparing, I think he said like 100 meals a day to help meet the needs of Chatham County Schools. So that is a good thing that's happening there. I'll make sure that I put this information so that we can continue to share. So again, share the stream, folks. There's at-home learning. With schools being closed, Chatham County Schools continues its at-home learning program. The district has a website packed with information to help families and educators work together. You can find that website at chatham.k12.nc.us/coronavirus. The district made available computers for students who did not have them. As much as possible, accommodations were made to equip students with internet access where the need was expressed. In some instances, educational materials were delivered to families. And then under the thriving arts, John lets us know Chatham County Schools is one of only 2 North Carolina districts recognized as a 2020 Best Communities for Music Education by the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation. The company the district is keeping is becoming more select. Last time around, Chatham County Schools was one of 3 districts in the state with that distinction, joining Guilford County Schools, Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools in 2019. This time it's just Guilford and Chatham County Schools and Chatham County, Guilford County Schools and Chatham County Schools. So even during this stay-at-home distance learning, there's still a focus on our arts and music program, which is great. So I'm going to make sure that this information is there, and certainly the information where food can be picked up, and that should coincide with information we'll be sharing communities in our school, the nonprofit here that works with Chatham County Schools. So thanks to everyone for sharing that information, and we'll continue to update that and to let folks know what's happening here in Chatham County. And, you know, with that, we, you know, I like to have some live guests on. And so, okay, the reason why it's taken me so long to get this set up is because I'm not the best with Zoom. Fortunately, I have my man Jody from TaJ Computers in Siler City. If you need anything computer related and just any sort of help, hardware, software, whatever, we're going to give Jody's information in this in the video, because Jody's been a big help, and he can help you remotely. You can drop some stuff off at his office. He can work on it for you. So we're going to get my man Tim Keim, who Tim is, if you guys don't know, if you guys listen to WUNC here all week long, but definitely on the radio, I'm sorry, definitely on the weekends. Tim Keim is Tim Anderson on the weekends, and he is the on-air personality at WUNC. So Tim Anderson on the weekend, Tim Keim as our neighbor here in Pittsboro. And Tim is also a yoga instructor and an Ayurvedic holistic health practitioner. And Tim has been a friend of mine, and I'm able to work with Tim as he provides me some health and wellness information and training and some approaches that certainly help. So play a little bit of music here, see about getting Tim on. I'm going to grab me something to drink, so don't go anywhere. This is when I say you just listen to the stream. We're going to get Tim on. I'm going to play a little music while we get Tim on, and then we come back. You'll see Tim's face, and we'll be right there. So, yeah, let's find a little music to play. It doesn't matter. Boom, there you go. There you go. We're going to look at the visuals, y'all.
Whoa. Sing a song about God's love and spread it to corners of all the universe. See, all in love, all in love, all in love, all in love. TaJ loving, it shot me like an arrow. Got love pouring out from my heart, and I want to give you part. So I just keep reaching for all that's positive. Gotta reach for the positive. Wanna feel this love, all in love now. In love, we're all in love. There's so much love still inside of you. We're all in love, yeah. In love, all in love, yeah. It's just so simple now, and it's just more clear. Your messenger finally getting through your ears. And after all these long, hard years, with all this tragedies, this fear, but yet your loving still remains right here. We're all in love, yeah, in love. We're all in love. There's so much love still inside of you. We're all in love now, all in love. We're all in love. There's something that's true still inside of you. I know you can't see, but it's there indeed. So way down inside, don't you let love hide. Just let your love go, and it grows and grows, yeah.
You're my lady. coming to the stage. You know him, he don't need introductions. J. Trees.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanna feel the fire of your love. Baby, once can never be enough. Open up your heart and let me in. You got me falling for you once again. Got me calling out your name. I want you.
Keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing.
Let me know you feel the same as I do.
Keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what you're
Keep on
doing.
doing what you do. Do you like it, baby? Like it, baby. Keep on doing what you do, baby. Want it, lady, want it, lady. Keep on doing what you do. Do you like it, baby? Like it, baby.
sugar after all. Jam your hands into your pockets, hike your shoulders, bow your head. At least you're dry between your collar and your chin. Pick up half along the road and marching faster than the traffic till somebody rolls their window down. Here we are again. Welcome to the ether. We got towers everywhere. Welcome to the ether. That's all we ever say. Any trip can be a dance if you know how to stick the landing, and we can get you there a couple times a day. Nobody blames you for climbing up into your head when reception gets spotty. Nothing you buy or consume or collect gets you comfortable in your body. Welcome to the ether, rooted to the
Yeah, I just called you, I think.
Welcome to the ether. I ought to see your face. It can take you off the board if you hang out up here too long. So we know sometimes you have to go away. We don't like it either. Welcome to the ether.
Okay, I hear you.
So the mighty, 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 mighty. So the mighty, 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 mighty. So the mighty, 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 mighty. So the mighty, 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 mighty. So mighty Joshua, chant down the walls of Babylon. So mighty Joshua, chant down the walls of Babylon. One piece of silver, two pieces of gold. Story so old like it's never.
All right, yeah, I don't see you, but if you can see me, that's great. Okay. I'm great. Never been better. This is I did not. I'm about as inept at this stuff as just about anybody. I'm an old guy, so but I'm learning. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah, yeah. I've done plenty of production, but I was never one to, I was never an engineer to do the technical part of it. Yep.
Yoga teacher, master, and an Ayurvedic health practitioner, and he's my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you welcome to Talk with TaJ, Brother Tim Kime.
Thank you
That's
so
what we
much,
gotta
Brother
do.
Aaron.
So listen, let's get right to it. What I would like and what I talked about yesterday was having you. We're gonna have you on, and one thing that when I met you, you were telling me how you got into the yoga and the Ayurvedic understanding. You said it started with having some regular health issues that you were living with for a long time and just got tired of it. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I got what I call our family disease. The Crohn's disease is prevalent on my mother's side of the family, and I got it when I was in my late 20s and was hospitalized several times. And this disease can kill, and there were times when I thought it was going to kill me. But the doctors told me this is incurable, and I never believed that, and kept on trying to find a way to get well. And finally, I did through yoga and Ayurveda and meditation and adjusting my own particular food program or diet in harmony with my own constitution. And this is what Ayurveda teaches us, is about our own individual constitutions and ways to eat and to bring harmony into the body and into the mind. And so all in all, I must say that Crohn's disease was a huge blessing for me as I look back, even though it was really difficult, because I found a way to healing. So this is not an incurable disease, as medicine would tell us. It's just that they don't have a pill or some kind of procedure to cure it, but there is a way to cure it with our own personal self-care practices.
Well, and I say this is that we are not medical professionals. We are not giving medical doctor advice. But what I say is this: I talk about my health experiences based on knowing my body. And that sounds
Exactly.
like what you're saying. So when I talk to people, I talk about what I've learned that works and doesn't work for my specific body. And that sounds like what you're saying.
That's exactly what Ayurveda is all about, because Ayurveda is a customized, tailored approach to you. It's not a one size fits all, grab something off the shelf and give it to you kind of process. And this is what Ayurveda has been doing for over 5,000 years, is to understand the patient, understand the imbalance or disease, and then you can begin to understand what the remedy will be.
So when you talk about understanding what the remedy will be, what basically is the best way for us to stay healthy and, blunt a second wave of this COVID-19 that they keep talking about?
Well, I mean, I am operating under the premise that we are all going to be exposed sooner or later. So the question is, how are we going to meet this exposure with healthy immune systems that can beat the disease and we can be asymptomatic and we can produce antibodies to the disease and then stay well? Or are we going to be in poor immune condition and get sick and heaven forbid, even become a fatality? And you see that the people who are dying of this disease are people with poor immune response, whether they're young or old. Just because you're young doesn't mean you're immune. It depends on the state of your own personal immunity. And this is the shocking part of this whole conversation that I'm not hearing on the media, is that nobody or very few people are talking about building immune function. And the way that we do that is by what we eat, how we sleep, and how we exercise, because there are tons of great foods that contain all the nutrients we need to fight off this disease. And zinc is one of those foods. And because what zinc does is that it prevents the replication of the virus in the cells. So zinc, you can find that in great organic whole grains, legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, dairy, and meat. So zinc can be found all throughout nature. You can also use supplements if you like, but zinc is an absolutely critical piece of the puzzle here to keep the virus from replicating. And then, if you want to talk about the plant antimicrobials, we can talk about that too, because
yeah, let's talk. Oh, hey, you know what? This is a good reason for doing a show at your house. Keep talking. I'm going to get something.
Okay. All right. Well, the plant antimicrobials have been used for thousands of years. As it is now, there's no vaccine and there are no antiviral kinds of medicines that are effective against COVID-19. And even when they do develop them, they will only be partially effective. But the plant antimicrobial medicines, and I'm talking about things like turmeric,
All right, hold on,
ginger.
hold on. I got
Okay.
visuals because I'm at my house. Turmeric, right here. This is what it
Yep.
looks like. Am I right, brother?
You got it.
All right, I got it. All right, keep going. I think I got them. I think I got a few of them. So go ahead.
Ginger,
All right, all right. Bam, brother. Look at that.
oregano.
I got that too, but that's in another jar. But hold on, I
That's
want to
all
do
right.
this so for people have never seen, because you know you go to a store and if you've never seen fresh ginger and turmeric, you may be a little confused. You know what I'm saying? So here is the ginger, and that's what it looks like. Here is the turmeric, and that's what it looks like. So anyway, go ahead. And I do have no, that was a eucalyptus stalk, but I do have oregano. But go ahead, continue.
Garlic, horseradish, echinacea. And you know what? All of these are really easy to grow. So for those of you who are planting victory gardens during COVID-19, these are great plants to begin to grow because some people would say, oh, this is just a quaint folk tradition. But nothing could be further from the truth because all of these plant antimicrobials have hundreds of peer-reviewed studies backing up their action against a broad spectrum of viruses, bacteria, fungi, yeasts, and all kinds of microorganisms. This works. This is powerful medicine. And it's something that gives us the power to take care of ourselves so that we don't have to feel like we're just sitting ducks waiting to get sick and be victimized by this virus. We can keep ourselves well by using these plant medications to blunt a second wave of COVID-19.
And you were when we were doing a little test run the other day, you were talking about some of the stuff we should stay away from. Now, in full
Yes.
disclosure, at the end of this program, I am doing a beer review on some of the craft beer sensations that 580 Craft Brew here in Pittsburgh has. So Brandon sent me a couple of beers over, but nonetheless, you talked about some things we should try and stay away from for what they create in the gut, and we're talking about gut and microbial stuff. So go over those
Right.
things that we should stay away from.
Okay, the biggest thing to avoid is sugar. That is the biggest thing. Do we ever, I don't know if you've ever asked yourself the question, why does the flu season peak around January and February? Well,
Christmas
here's my
time and
take.
all that stuff.
Here's my take on that. Is that we go through what? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year celebration. And in all of those are involved a lot of sugar and alcohol and processed food products, losing our sleep, breaking our health routines. So it's no surprise that our immune function is really depressed by that time of year. So that's one of the reasons that we get not only the flu, but make ourselves vulnerable to other viruses like the coronavirus. So lay off the sugar just a little bit. You know, replace it with fruit. If you want to enjoy a beer once in a while, that's okay. But make that maybe just 2 or 3 times a week. Keep yourself strong and eat real food. You know, get rid of the processed foods. Anything that comes in a box, question that. It's probably not good food. Eat foods that you recognize that have real nutrients in them. You know, eat lots of vegetables and fruits and whole grains and lots of nuts and legumes. Like I said, that's where you're going to get your zinc. But these plant medicines also, and if people want some of these remedies that I use to keep myself well, they can email me at timkeim811@yahoo.com.
Say it again. Say it slower. Say it slower. Tim.
TimKeim
TimKeim
811
811
at yahoo.com.
at yahoo.com. Tim
I will send you the rest.
811
Yeah.
at yahoo.com.
I will send you the recipes that I use to stay well. And if you want to work with Ayurveda and in order to begin to build your immunity, also building our gut microbiome, as you mentioned too. What we're finding out, what science is continually finding out, confirming what Ayurveda has known for thousands of years, is that we need to build up the gut microbiome through the use of the sour taste. And that's where we find things like our fermented vegetables and yogurt and kefir and things like that. Because actually the human body is more foreign cells than actually human cells. And it is the byproduct of these cells that help to educate our immune systems as to what and what not to fight. So keeping a strong microbiome by using things like yogurt, full fat, real cultured yogurt.
I ate some goat yogurt last night, thick, fat goat yogurt, and it was really good. And I got it from the local goat dairy here in our area in Chapel Hill. And
Absolutely.
It was really good. And Tim, one thing that we have that's really cool around here is a lot of local farmers, a lot of local made
Yes.
crafts and things like that. That's got to be part of your eating, is getting stuff from a local source where you know the people. You know what I mean?
We go to the farmers market frequently, the ones here in Pittsburgh, the ones up in Farrington, the ones in Carrboro, whenever we can. That's where you're going to be able to find food that is fresher than anywhere else. And so fresh is important, and get a lot of those green vegetables in your diet, and because that's where you're going to find those constituents that help build our immunity so that we don't have to be afraid of catching this virus. If we do get it, we get a mild case and we keep on trucking. And if we can all build our immune systems, then we won't have to be nearly as afraid of a second wave of this disease. This is the most important thing. Of course, all of the social, physical distancing that we're using, all of the other protocols are absolutely things that we should be practicing. A vaccine may come along in the next few months, antiviral medicines, but you cannot replace keeping good nutrition, getting your sleep, and getting a little bit of exercise every day. Because remember, a vaccine and antiviral medicines are only going to be partially effective. The rest of building immune function is up to us by our daily practices and habits.
And to that, I have to give a shout out to our Chatham County Sheriff, Mike Roberson. He posted, this is 2 posts from the sheriff. One of his posts was, good food, whatever you put in your body impacts your mood. About 90% of serotonin is made in your gut. Serotonin is the chemical that makes you happy. Stay away from processed foods and high sugar and carb diets. Healthy habits like taking walks, doing yoga, avoiding toxic people, and eliminating negative self-talk will all help to minimize stress. That came from our sheriff, man.
Mike, yeah, shout out to Mike. Right on, bro.
And then he followed it up today. And if he does tomorrow, if he goes for a trifecta, I may have to go not shake his hand, give him a virtual shake hand. So today he posts, to be happy, exercise. Research shows that exercise will boost your mood, help you to sleep better, and increase your self-esteem. This is partially due to the release of endorphins in your body as you work out. Endorphins decrease our sense of pain and increase our happiness and sense of pleasure, and I'll say positivity as well. Increase your mood, stay healthy, be happy. So that's 2 for 2 from Mike Roberson, our Chatham County Sheriff. So there you go, Mike. Good looking out, man.
Absolutely right.
So
And
if people want to reach out to you, we got your email. I know you've written a book, and
here's the book.
there it is. What's the name of it?
It's called The Dynamic Dozen. It's 12 accessible yoga poses for building bone density, strength, and balance.
All right. Well, Tim, I hope you come back and continue to share with us, not just during the pandemic, but even afterwards. And I hope that the people here in the local area will reach out and have you work with them. You can teach them what's the kitchery recipe you taught me? Did you get it?
Yeah. Lots of great tools that Ayurveda has to keep you well.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you very much, man. And thanks for working with us on getting this set up. And I'll be listening to Tim Anderson this weekend. You hear?
Appreciate you, Aaron. Be well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need to get a clap track and a laugh track. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to brother Tim Kine. Woo!
Thank you, Aaron. Be well.
All right, all right, Tim. We'll see you, buddy. All right, I'm going to say bye to you, Tim, and then I'm gonna somehow get rid of you there, and come back to there, and then come back to there. All right, guys, so I'm going to play a little music, and we're going to get ready to bring on our next guest, Miss Rebecca Artist and Dre Robinson of Totally Becky Show. All right, check it out now.
It's funny how a thing that once felt good can grow so sad. Some love that was shared, at times it played just like a game. And if we chance to play this game again, try play it the same, but it changed. Yes, it changed. We started out as friends, and now we're something strange. Was it some pride that got in the way? Too proud to say some things we said that just weren't clear. Now nothing left to say, but there's no one to blame. There's no one to blame. It changed. Yes, it changed. And now I'm half a man when I'm without my other half. Some love that was shared, a momentary bliss. Somehow I knew the moment of change. From the first to the second kiss, we changed, yes, we changed. And we can leave this place as friends, but it won't be the same. Was it some pride that got in the way? And all in one day, I'm glad I loved you some than lose you, dear. And my lonesome fear, but now got no one to blame. No, no one to blame. And why did everything change? It's changing every day. Say why did everything change? I know I shouldn't question, but still why did everything change? Some say c'est la vie. Why did everything change? And maybe that's the way it is. See, everything, it changed. Yeah. See, everything must change. just grew face. Yes, this good vibe. This good vibe. Day's a good day to be a good way. And we're feeling nice. It's so nice. And let's just groove face. Yes, this good vibe. This good vibe. This good vibe. So nice. So nice. So nice. So nice. So nice. Sit nice. So nice. Sit nice. So nice. Sit nice. So nice. This is a good day. Yeah, y'all make out the good way.
Rebecca, you can't hear me?
I can hear you both. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Now,
You know, it's good when I can play my own music that I played with my band and use that as to bring you guys on. So let me do this proper. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you welcome to Come Talk with TaJ, the creators of Totally Becky, Miss Rebecca Artist, and Dre Robinson. Welcome to Talk with TaJ. How are you today, guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for being the flagship guest, along with Brother Tim Kime that was just on. Thank you for being the flagship guest of the pandemic stay-at-home version of Talk with TaJ. So thank y'all for that. So
I feel so honored.
Yeah, hey man, it's an honor for me, and it's an honor for me to check out your work. I mean, number one, let's start here. Rebecca, I met you first, and I met you here, and I know you're in Raleigh, but you got Chicago roots. You act, you write. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about how you even started doing this.
well, can you hear me well?
I hear you very well.
Oh, okay. I am, I'm trying, oh wait, good, okay. I was born on the south side of Chicago, raised in the north suburbs, Skokie, yes, yeah, Skokie, Evanston area, and went to school, Hampton University,
Hey,
and then
Hampton.
went back to Chicago after school and built, I guess, okay acting career. But I ended up at Second City, and that's where I met Dre. And we worked together on a comedy duo with Pip Lilly. I was in a comedy duo with Pip Lilly called Straight and Nappy, and Dre was our director.
And Dre,
And
you met Dre in Chicago.
Yeah,
Got it.
at Second City. At Second City, Chicago. And we had a really successful comedy duo, of course, like with our director. And then Dre and I just stayed in touch. The weirdest thing about our comedy duo was that all Pip, Dre, and my dads, all of our dads, we have separate dads. But anyway, all of our dads passed away in 2003. And we began working together a year later in 2004. And so it just came up in a conversation one day at rehearsal. We were like, what? So like, I think that just kind of bonded all of us a little closer together. And then we just stayed in touch. And then I ended up getting married and pregnant and being a stay-at-home mom and blah, blah, blah. And then I completely like walked away from my acting career. And then I moved here to North Carolina because my husband's from here. All his family is here. And I moved here and I was like, oh crap, what the hell did I do? And then I'm sorry, North Carolinians, but this is not my world. So, but anyway, got into a deep depression, ended up going back to grad school to like really figure out what the hell I was going to do with my life. Started creating my own content, and then Dre called me. And by the way, we've always kept in touch, you know. And Dre contacted me and was like, "Let's do the show together." And then here we are.
And brother Dre, I know you went to school out in California, ended up in Chicago. Yeah, tell us about the road you traveled to make it to where you are.
So I studied theater and film. I went to the Chicago Academy for the Arts, which back in the day, people used to call it the Fame High School.
All right.
So I studied theater there, and then I went out to LA and studied theater and film, and came back to Chicago and studied film. And I had been working in theater for a long time, and just kind of got burnt out by that. And I've always loved film and television. So about 5-6 years ago, I decided to kind of go full time in that direction. And I saw a HBO contest, and they were looking for Black content creators, specifically Black women, and to hand in short films or content. And the first person I thought about was Rebecca, and because I always thought that her life would make a great sitcom. And she's hilarious. And so we talked about some ideas, but she told me this story about when she worked as a lactation specialist. And it was so hilarious. And I said, that's our first episode. So she wrote it up and flew her to Chicago, and we shot it. And yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
And I'm going to have to say this, and I did post it in my Facebook post. If you all have not seen it yet, you need to go and see it, because it's so funny and witty. As I said, I'm keep saying it's funny, it's witty, it's wise, and it's raunchy, and it's done like and I said this the other day when we talked, the lighting is done so well, the spacing, the way the characters, the little looks and nuances on their face, it's just funny, guys. I mean, it's funny, it's smart ass. And yes, Miss Rebecca, you got a mouth on you. I mean, I just gotta say.
Yeah, I love cursing. I love it. It because I grew up so bougie and like so tight bootied. Like, and my mother raised me. She like her favorite phrase would be like, "That's not ladylike." You know, I had to sit a certain way, and I had to walk a certain way, and I had to talk a certain way. And so when I got to college, I was like, what? I can curse and no one's gonna tell me it's not ladylike? And it just, after that, it was over.
Well, yeah, you flipped that script 180 on that for sure. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, like, yeah, and that was kind of like the whole goal. First of all, I want to say the lighting, all that sound, that was all Dre. Like Dre takes professionalism to a whole nother level. Like really he was like, I don't care if we have $2, we're gonna have the best sound ever.
I want to come be in an episode just so I can be under that professional look. And it was one of the scenes, I don't know if it was the pastor talking to you in the scene, but just a little spacing where you were talking. Was the pastor someone at a church in that scene there? It was just the spacing and the lighting to where you guys were having this dialogue where he was telling you what you couldn't say, the words that you couldn't say, or something like that in the episode.
Well, he wasn't a pastor. He was okay. So it's about it's like a collection of all these people in my life that have always told me what I can and cannot do, and they've always told me, Rebecca, be professional. Like this is what professionalism is. And what I've always realized is that what they're really saying is this is what professionalism is for a Black woman, right? Mm-hmm. Because white women and white men they never have to think about professionalism. If you think about that, like white women, white men, they can walk into professional spaces and just be themselves, right? Okay, well, they won't curse as much or they won't talk about racist jokes as much, but overall, they say whatever the hell they want to say. They do whatever the hell they want to do. And, and be really strategic about it. But when Black women walk into spaces, we have to constantly think about, oh, you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't, because you have to be professional, right? And so my question is, in that little snippet, it's like, well, what the fuck is professional? And really that was Dre's idea, because I was
like, don't put that on me. My mom was watching. No, I'm kidding.
I think she knows by now.
So that character who is portrayed by the genius Jonathan Keaton. Shout out to him.
Yeah, that guy's funny. He's funny. He's funny.
He is a fucking amazing actor. That character is a character that hooks me up, because basically there are people in my life who have felt sorry for me and given me a job because they're like, Rebecca, you need a damn job. And because of that, like, they don't realize that, like, I'm like, yeah, I need a job, but I'm going to be myself. Like, I'm not going to play this game. And that's basically what that character is. And when I told Dre that, he was like, okay, perfect idea. Have this character give you a list of words you cannot say. And that's what happened.
So that's episode 1. Didn't you tell me you guys you're done 2, working on 3, or working on 2 and 3?
No, we're done.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we shot 3 episodes. We originally shot a pilot, and that was our short film, and we sent that to different film festivals. And we got in about 9 or 10 film festivals. We won a couple of awards. We won this one award that was for Best Web Series. And we had no idea that we were going to do a web series. Our first goal for this whole thing was to shoot at least 3 episodes so that we can use it as a proof of content and show it to investors or other streaming platforms, networks, things like that. So we didn't think that it was going to be a web series. We always wanted it to be a real television series. But once we won the award, then we looked at each other and said, oh, I guess we're a web series. So we had been talking to a network before last year, and that didn't go so well for us. And so we were just sitting here while we're all,
Sitting
in the house. Right.
That
sitting
can
at
be
home
a
doing
sub-series
nothing.
in the house. So
Right, in the house. Right. So we just thought, hey, we should just release it. We have a captive audience. And so we put the 3 episodes. The 3rd episode premieres tomorrow. The 3rd and final episode premieres tomorrow on our YouTube channel.
All right. So I'm asking you this. You can tell me. You can tell me no. But if you're premiering it, I can premiere it also on TaJ Talk, and I might just share it with me. I'll help you premiere it, man. I mean, it's funny.
Nice.
I love it. So yeah, look, you have a network, TaJTalk.com. You have a network. You know, hey, Soul Train didn't get started in one day. Come on, y'all.
Yes. Well, let's do it.
Hey, I support it, and I'd like to think a lot of the people who I know would support it and enjoy it. And like I said, it's funny. And it's wisdom. It's both those things right there, and it meets people where they are. At least it met me where I am, so it rings a chord with me.
Nice, thank you.
So give me all the links, and I'm going to put them here. How can they get in touch with you? How can they continue to see it and all that? And I have it indexed on TaJ Talk on my YouTube, but just to let the people know how they can stay in touch with you and with the shows and all that, guys. Go.
Well, you can go to our YouTube channel, like Dre said. It's youtube.com/C, the letter C, this way, / Totally Becky, TOTALLYBECKY. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Hey guys, I'm gonna have you back. I'm up against it for 1 minute, but make sure I have all the links, and I'm gonna help premiere the show, the 3rd episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, give your hand clap. I need to get clap track. Brother Becky Artist, Brother Dre Robinson here on Talk with TaJ. And you got to check out Totally Becky, y'all. It's in there. I'll see y'all soon, all right? I appreciate you very much,
all right.
y'all.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yes.
Bye.
Bigger than they can comprehend.
That's my man Joel Treese. He's a Randallstown guy. Shared some music with me. Give it up for brother Joel Treese, and that's We Got Our Love. So some of the music you've heard today is Sunsetters out of Tampa, Florida, brother Derek McDonald and Jose Pasquini. The top of the show, Imagine, the legendary Rasta Rafiki out of Morgantown, West Virginia. Then you heard the cut Good Day. That's the Apostles. Used to be the Mystery Reggae Band show that got a Pleasant Street, but the Apostles out of Atlanta. And you heard my man Wes Collins from right here off his album Welcome to the Ether, and that was my man Joel Treese. We Got Our Love. I think I got all the songs in there. If I didn't, I'll get them right. So, you know, I said I was going to end the show something local, something positive. And although we have my man Tim on here, he did say that, you know, if you're going to drink a beer, do it in moderation. Kind of tough to do it in moderation here in this COVID-19, from what I hear. That's from what I hear. But try and do it in moderation, all right? So we have a local brewer, craft beer house here in our area. He loaned me a couple of beers to talk about, and I said, well, loan me some beers that even if they're not in North Carolina, if they're willing to purchase it and you're willing to mail it, what are some beers that people would really look for that, you know, are popular, they would like to see, and that may be tough to get? So the first beer we have here on is a Founders CBS. I think it's a porter. Hold on, I pulled it up. It's a Founder CBS 2019, and this is a highly sought after barrel-aged Canadian maple syrup, roasted coffee, chocolate, rich, I guess it's a bourbon beer, barrel-aged champ stout. This is highly coveted, my friends. So if you can't get this anywhere in your area, here at the 580 Craft Beer in Pittsburgh, you can get this beer. You can order it and you can drive by and pick it up. Or if you're out of the area, you can mail it. He will mail it. Use promotion code TaJ, T-A-J, TaJ, the number 10, TaJ 10. So that's the beer, collector's beer item number 1. Can you guys see that? Founders CBS 2019, all right? I do have to give these back. These are just for show. This is a Weisserhiel. Looks like Weissbierhell is what it looks like. And it is a Kloster Andix. All right. So we need to figure out what that is, all right? So look at that bottle. It's really nice. See if I can read the back here. It has wheat and wheat malt barley, malt, hops, yeast, and let's get this right. Located just outside of Munich, Bavaria, this famous brewery, part of an equally famous Benedictine masonry, is located right at the fleet of the Holy Mountain of Andix, a destination of pilgrims since the 15th century, is known for its spectacular beers and hospitality. So it's a Weiss beer, another collector's edition that you can get at 580 Craft Beer. Use promotion code TaJ, T-A-J, TaJ 10. And last, but certainly not least, oh, I've had this one. I like the label. It's a Citra Quincho. It's an Indian Pale Ale, and if I remember correctly, it's kind of hazy and fruity, if I remember. I like this one. I don't know where y'all live or everyone lives, but if you haven't tried this hazy IPA, we got it at the 580 Craft Beer Store here in Pittsburgh. You can order it. He'll mail it to you. You can drive by and pick it up. But these are our selections for Beer Choice TaJ Talk Thursday. Thursday, you have the Citra Quinchel. That's from Heiss Brewery. And that's Heights Brewery's out of Charlotte. The Founders, CBS, 2019. And the Weiss beer, Kloster Andex. So these are our choices for the beer. So that's our show, guys. I was going to, and maybe we'll do this for another time. This is a gift that I got here. I need to work on that. By the time you guys come back, I'll be better at this. Good for the meditation, my friends, all right? So thank you to my guest, Tim Kime. Yay! Thank you to my guest, Rebecca Artis and Dre Robinson. Thank you to the folks from Chatham County who made sure that I had information to share with you in Chatham County. And thank you to my man, Jody, TaJ Computers, coming through in the clutch and for all your computer software, hardware needs. Jody at TaJ in North Carolina. Of course, he can help you from wherever. If you need any help, you can be in Guam, you can be in Idaho, you can be in Wisconsin, you can be wherever. He can log in, he can help you figure some stuff out. If you're local in the area, you have some hardware problems, you can drop them off to him. Just look up TaJ Computer, Siler City. Brother Jody will be there in a pinch, all right? And you can ship it if you want as well, and ship some beer. So thank you to Jody for helping to produce the show. Thank you to Jody for helping make all this stuff work right. Thank you to you guys for listening. Share the stream, share the stream, share the stream. Go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And, I think we'll go out on this song, all right? So I appreciate all of you. Get in where you fit in. Peace, love, power, every minute and every hour. May the Most High bless you and keep you. I wish y'all peace. This song's called Fly Like a Bird. Put on your wings, y'all. It's time to fly.
got this brand new way of talking, a pleasant room beneath my feet. But I was a child, as a child, and I know that